can't heal what we won't speak. We can't understand what we won't hear. And we can't become what we won't decree. The time is now. The moment is now. Let's communicate.
What's going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first live that I've done in a while. I want to thank you for joining me this evening, wherever you are in the world. God bless you, and thank you for joining me this evening. I am here to discuss what God has done for me and through me for his name's sake. I am here to discuss the new single that is out today. I'm old school, so the single came out on a Tuesday, which was the original date for music, instead of on a Friday, and I am so glad for you all to join me. Hopefully you've heard it. Hopefully you've listened to it, you've downloaded it, you've streamed it a bunch of times, and I am so glad for all of you to be able to join me tonight to discuss the single, and the single is really just an appetizer for the book, which is the main entree. I have a new book that is coming out tentatively on June the 22nd called Hard Conversations. It is a fiction, a collection of short fiction stories. And I'm going to delve a little bit into that tonight. But tonight is the beginning of what I'll be doing for the next 5 Tuesdays. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be going live discussing the book. Tonight is all about the music, and I will discuss a little bit about the book at a high level, but it's all about the music tonight. So I just thank God for you joining me, and I'm so glad that you're joining me. I am BJ Communicates, also known as Dr. Brad Johnson. I am a kingdom writer, I am a communications practitioner, and I am a Bible teacher. And my expertise, or what I love to do, is to help people to articulate their story, to find resolution, and to gain the language of the kingdom of God. And so, man, I'm so glad to have music. It's been 6 years. It's hard to believe, but it has been 6 years since I released any form of music. And for me, music is just a form of writing. So sometimes I write songs for other people. Sometimes I write songs for myself. And in this case, it was a song that the Lord gave me as I was writing this book. And so it came out in support of the book. And so it is, I'm just amazed at what God has done through me. I've been focusing on other things, family, my church family, and my building the church that the Lord has allowed me to pastor with my wife. And so now it is back to a part of my assignment, which is to write books and to release music. Right. So I'm not the typical artist that's going to be coming out with a whole album unless the Lord says different. But right now it'll just be singles. And so for this particular single, it is called You're Real. and it's inspired by the book Hard Conversations. The reason that the song is called You're Real is simply because I believe that hard conversations are God conversations, and God conversations are real conversations. So let me say that again. Hard conversations are real conversations, and real conversations are God conversations, right? So in order for us to evolve, to become all that we desire to be, all that we believe that the Lord has told us that we should be, all that we feel in our heart is what we are meant to do, our assignment, our purpose, we have to have the hard conversations. A lot of times we try to just move over things. We try to make it seem like things didn't bother us, things haven't affected us. But the thing about anything that we go through in life, we can't just get over it. And so I'm gonna get into a little bit of that tonight. But I'm gonna give you, if you have not heard the song, I want you to take a moment and share this broadcast. Whatever you're copy the link and send it to somebody who's interested in urban fiction, African American fiction, Christian fiction, whatever you want to call it. But this is a song that the Lord gave me, allowed me to write and to record, and so I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. This is a sound that I've been hearing in my head for the past 3 years, and I try to continue to articulate to people exactly. I said, I've done the urban hip hop type of music before, but there's a sound that I keep hearing in my spirit. There's a sound I keep hearing in my mind, and I just cannot articulate what it is. And so I'm more moving into the vein of being an acoustic singer-songwriter type of artist when I release music. So it doesn't have a drums, 808s, or anything like that in it. It is. I know that my assignment when I do release music, or when I do release a song or a couple of songs every year, I know that my assignment is to teach a hip hop generation how to worship. Right. And so what I know about that is that though it's urban because it's me, I'm African American, I'm Black. It's all, my music is always going to have an urban sound to it because it's me. But I strip it down to the level where people can really hear the words and hear the song, and it helps them to gain the language of the kingdom of how to worship their God. And so it's what I'm going to do is I'm going to play. Let me stop talking so much. I'm going to play the song. If you have not heard the song, if you don't even know who I am, I want to welcome you to my live again every Tuesday for the next 5 weeks between now, today, and when the book release every Tuesday. I will be going live to discuss another element of the book. But today is all about the music. My new single is out right now on all digital platforms called You're Real, inspired by the soon to come book Hard Conversations. So let's go ahead and let's get ready to play the song for the first time. I'm going to play it a couple of times, but this is the first time. Catcher of my falls, presence so bright, no flesh can stare and stand, and the holder of my hand. You're real, and your glory I can feel. He who's worthy of all honor, and to break the 7 seals, you will gather faithful servants, leaving others in the field. You're real, Yahweh, you're real. The keeper of time and creator of the day, the giver of rhymes and the lighter of my way. right. Tell me what you think. 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 Be honest with me. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. I'm like Erica Badu. Keep in mind I'm an artist and I'm sensitive, but but keep in mind that this is definitely something that God has given me. This is definitely different from anything that I have done before. God has given me some great music and some great inspiration, and so I am so glad to be able to share the song with you and to share what God has given me. And so it's amazing, it's incredible, and I am again, I'm just glad to share it with you today. I hope that you've enjoyed it as well. Instagram, so I'm doing two different things, and I'll play the song again before the night is over, before this live is over. But I thank you for joining me, for wherever you are in the world, for joining me to hear the new single that was just released today on all digital platforms. It is the appetizer to my new book that's coming out tentatively on June the 22nd on all media platforms. So you'll be able to get the book on Amazon, Fire, wherever you can buy digital books. Whether you want a hard copy, you can order it through Amazon or iBooks or wherever, BarnesandNoble.com. Wherever you order books, you'll be able to get a physical copy of the book. Or if you're in the era where you like to have you do it on your Kindle or on your iPad, anywhere that digital books are sold or any place that hard books are sold, you'll be able to go to the website and order it, and it'll be shipped to you. And so I'm so elated for the Lord to allow me to go ahead and release music again in support of this new book that's coming out on June the 22nd. But the music is available today. Today, you can go to any digital platform and type in your reel or type in BJ Communicates, which is my media name, and you will be able to get the new music. Please stream it. Please purchase it and download it. I had a couple of people hit me up today and just tell me that they've already downloaded it, and I appreciate you so much. I appreciate it because I know, again, that my assignment when it comes to doing music, when I'm writing for myself, is to teach a hip-hop generation how to worship. And worship is not, of course, what we thank God for. Worship is telling him or exalting him for who he is. And I know in my life that he is real. Again, it was inspired by the book Hard Conversations. It's coming out in June. And like I said earlier, I'm just repeating it for those that are just joining the live. I know that hard conversations are real conversations, and real conversations are God conversations. Because whether you realize it or not, I believe that we serve a God who wants us to be real. And we can't get to the root of our greatness unless we go to the real places in our lives and we have the conversations that we are uncomfortable with having. But the crazy thing about it is that they're conversations that we're uncomfortable having, but they're really the conversations that are killing us. They're the conversations that are hindering us. They're the conversations that are causing us to not be able to accomplish all that we feel, the greatness that we feel that is really on the inside of us. And so we find ourselves on the backside waiting for something to happen or waiting for something to change, when really what we're waiting for and what's really holding us up is that we're waiting and not addressing the issues that are really the puppet strings that are holding us back. So again, the book of Hard Conversations is a collection of fiction short stories. So it ain't about nobody that you know. It ain't about nobody in my family. I just wrote as it came to me. And so it just kind of poured out of me. And so the book will be out again in June. So let's get into Your Real. So Your Real is a song that is very, when I hear it, like it's not me, two things come to mind, or two influences I would say come to mind. Number one is a song by Mercy Me called the song by Mercy Me called I Can Only Imagine. That's the first thing that it is likened unto to me. And then there's a song that I loved by a gospel artist named Vanessa Bell Armstrong. And she had a song in the 80s called Real. And it's the same theme that God is real. And I think in the day and in the time that we live in, people need to be reminded that God, Yahweh, which stands for the word I am, when God told Moses, when Moses asked God, who should I say sent me, he says, tell them I am, or tell them that Yahweh sent you. Right? meaning that I am that I am. I'm all that you need me to be. And I think that even us that are believers like myself, unapologetically, we live in a time that we have to remind ourselves that God, you're real, no matter what I'm facing, no matter what I'm going through. Lord, you are real. And it's important to have to acknowledge that as well, because if I believe that I can do greatness and there's something great in me, I can't do something great without a real God. Right. And if I can't do it without a real God, that means that I also have to do it by having a real conversation, not just with God, but with people. And so that's the theme of the whole book. The short stories, the fictional stories that are part of the book Hard Conversations are all stories regarding people's lives that they've accomplished great things in life, but they find themselves kind of under a glass ceiling, right? They find themselves in a place where they accomplish things, but they keep coming back to the same place. They keep finding themselves in the same issue. They keep finding themselves dealing with the same cycle. All of us can attest to that. That you've been in places in your life, I've been in places in my life where it seems like I can get no further. And a lot of times when we can't get any further in our life, it's because there's something in our past that is still holding us back. And so and I know that the book is full of the stories or short stories in the book are all people of color, right? Because one thing that I've noticed when it comes to people of color is that because of most of us have dealt with oppression as a race or as an ethnic group, most of us have dealt with maybe financial oppression or depression. A lot of times we know how to survive if we don't know how to do anything else. Right? We can go through the worst situation in our lives, and yet we can survive it and still make it out, right? And make it to the other side, as somebody might say. And so what I have learned is because we've survived it, we think that we have outrun it. And so what happens is we compartmentalize what's happened to us and think if it's just in my rear view mirror, then I can go on and have a great life. But the lie that we begin to teach ourselves and we begin to believe is that what happened to me won't show up again in front of me. I think that is in my rear view mirror. And if we're really honest with ourselves, all of us have had experiences that we say, well, it's in my rear view mirror now, but we keep checking the rear view mirror to make sure that it's not gaining on us. Right. And so hard conversations is when we are tired of running from our past. And the book is filled with stories, different situations, different scenarios, different issues, different traumas that have happened to people. But we all have to get to a place where enough is enough. And we can't just say, I'm over it. See, and even among our people of faith, we can't even just go to the altar and say, oh, I'm just going to shout over it. I'm just going to speak in tongues over it. I'm just going to praise my way through it. All those things are well and good. But the most powerful thing God gave us besides himself is the ability to communicate. No other animal has the Spirit of God living in them and can communicate words that can articulate their experiences like human beings can. And so sometimes our healing won't come through shouting. It won't come through worshiping. It'll come through having the hard conversation. And a lot of times we run from that, right? We run from that because we are afraid of what emotions will come up if we have the hard conversation. We're afraid of what people may think of us if we go off where they think that we're weak, where they think that we're tired, where they think that that they got the best of us. But when you are tired of being stuck in a box of your own life, when you know that there's so much more greatness in you, then you got to go back and have the hard conversation. You got to go back and have the real conversation. Some of us don't have the hard conversation with people that we're still in relationship with. And so what we do is we find ourselves walking on eggshells, not free to be completely who we believe that God has made us to be, because we won't have a conversation about what was done to us, what we've experienced with people. And so we stay in relationship with people when we really are not liking who they are, right? And so we think that if we don't address it, we'll just keep the peace. But there is no peace because you're not in peace. Come on, we say, I'm just trying to keep the peace in the family, but you're not in peace. So there is no peace in the family. If the people in the family are not at peace, then there is no peace in the family. We have the illusion of it, right? We have the illusion that everything is well. We have the illusion, whether we are a man or a woman, we have the illusion that we got it together. We don't talk about it, and we put it away in the back closet of our mind, and we tried our best to move on. But until you have the hard conversation with the people in your life and around the situations of your life that have happened to you, whether there's something terribly that was done to you or some things that you missed out on, if you don't at least have the hard conversation, you will never know what it could be, right? So the book just delves into all of that, just different scenarios, different life events that happen to all of us. And I guarantee you that you will find in the book something that you can identify with, or someone that you can identify with. So the narrators of the stories are both men and women, again, all people of color, and they're from all over the country, had different life experiences, but you will see a common thread that all of us go through things in life. The Bible says that there's no temptation that takes any of us but that which is common unto man. So we all have issues. We've all been through things. Nobody is exempt of that. Nobody has had a perfect life, myself included. And so sometimes I know that even in my own life, we would rather not say anything, because we don't know which side of us are going to come up, and we don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But yet we live our 30, 60, 120 prayerfully years uncomfortable. Yet we spend our whole life making other people comfortable and live a miserable life being uncomfortable. Not because we want them to change, not because we want them to admit what they did to us, not because we want them to apologize. We live uncomfortable because we won't even have the hard conversation. So the book is all about that. The book that's coming out on June 22nd is all about hard conversations, articulating your experience, articulating what has happened to you. So in the weeks coming, I'm not going to give all my details away. I'm not giving all the goodies away of what the book is about. But what I will do is talk about overarching themes of some of the stories in the book in the weeks to come. So like I said earlier, from now until the book is released on June the 22nd on all platforms where you can buy books, both physical and digital, I will come on and discuss a different topic or a different overarching theme of one of the stories of the book. So it's just wetting your whistle a little bit for the book that's coming out, Hard Conversations. And like I said tonight, I'm so happy that you're celebrating with me. I appreciate every single person that's joined this live that is gone out and streamed the new song. That's the appetizer for the new book coming out next month. The song is called Again, You're Real. And like I said at the beginning, I'll keep saying it, hard conversations are real conversations. And real conversations are God conversations. Why do I say that? Because when you have a conversation that's difficult for you to articulate because you're afraid of what the possibilities will be or what people will say, that's a real conversation. But it takes having a real, honest, gut-wrenching conversation for you to see how God can heal you, right? You can't be healed from your past until you get real about what happened to you. And some of us say, nah, I don't want to face that. I've been through too much. I've made it to the other side. But no, you haven't. Even though you made it out of the water, you're still drowning on the shore. And so you gotta have that real conversation. And when you have the real conversation, that's what gives God permission to come in and resolve and to heal and to restore, even sometimes restore the relationship so that you can move forward in peace and become the best version of you that you can, because the world is waiting on you to become the best version of you. Your gifts aren't even functioning at the full capacity until you become the whole you in that area, until you become the best you in that area. Your gifts you even discover the greatness that's in you until you're healed from what happened to you in your past, layer by layer, piece by piece, conversation by conversation. And so if you have not heard the song, if you have not purchased the song yet, if you have not streamed the song, you can head over to your favorite platform, whether it's Dash Radio or Spotify or Tidal or YouTube Music, or if you can even add it to your story on Instagram. If you're looking for music, you can look up BJ Communicates. You can add it to any of your pictures in your story there. It's on Lord, on Twitter. You can even find it on other places, on your Snapchat. I'm sure it'll be there if it's not there yet. If it's on Apple Music, you can stream it, download it, purchase it on all digital platforms. And the same thing, June 22nd, when the book drops, Hard Conversations, and it's called, and this is really a book in a series. So this is just the first of many books, right? And so the book series that I'm starting on June 22nd, Hard Conversations, the first book is called Book One, Breadcrumbs to the Past. Book one, Breadcrumbs to the Past. So that means there's going to be a book 2, 3, 4, and whatever. And so I'm in a whole new genre as I feel to be led this way. And it's all to let you know that it's okay. We all have things that have happened to us. It's okay. We've all gone through things, but you got to be brave enough to get real with yourself, and you'll get real with the people in your life. If it means writing a letter for somebody that's deceased, telling them, having the real conversation of what they did and how it affected you, or what they didn't do and how it affected you. You got to get real so that your healing can come, and so that you can become the best version of you, because the world is waiting on you. Right? So I'm not going to hold you all night. We've been on here for about 30 minutes. And so I am going to, well, first, I'm gonna put it on y'all. Do you have any questions for me about the music or the book? I ain't give you all the details of what happened in the book, so that can't be a question. Is there anything that you want to ask about the book or the music? And going into next month. So another thing that I have coming up, while you're getting your questions ready. So in the month of June and in July, I'll be doing a lot of press, a lot of blogs, a lot of magazine articles, as well as a lot of podcasts, being invited to different podcasts for publicity for the book and for the song. So I'll post it on my pages when I have an interview coming up, when I have a blog coming up, when there's an article that I've written that's in another magazine or on another blog in support of the book. So just be looking out for that. Please share those articles. Please share those interviews. And so it's great. It's great. Like I said, this is my first new music in 6 years. And so I have old music that's up on all of the different digital platforms as well. But this is the first new music in this new vein that I'm in, and I love it. I have another book coming out prayerfully in January, so I won't talk too much about that because I'm still getting ready for Hard Conversations and You're Real. But I have a new song that's coming out in January of 2022, and a new book that's coming out in January of 2022 as well. So stay tuned for that. Trinine trying to be funny. So am I a character in the book? No, you ain't no character in the book. I told you the book is complete fiction. Don't nobody try to sue me for my paper. There is nobody that I know that is in this book. There's nobody's story. And I was strategic about making sure that it wasn't even close to anybody's story that I know, because I know when I released my last book back in 2009, some of my family members said, am I on your book? Before it came out, am I on your book? You ain't put me in it, did you? Right? And so I always am very sensitive to that. And so because now that I'm doing fiction writing, I always am careful to make sure that it's not too closely related to anybody that I know that's a real life story. But as you know, that there's no story that is not common to us all. If it hasn't happened to you, you know somebody most times that have been through something in their life. And so you can identify with it, right? And so are there any other questions before I play the song for the second time? I'm going to play the song one more time before I end the broadcast for those of me who have just hopped on, or I say, hey, I haven't heard the song yet. And before I pay for it, I want to get a preview. So the song You're Real is available everywhere, digital on all digital platforms. Another thing that I'll announce here, since y'all are here with me, and I appreciate you being here with me, I'm doing a masterclass in August. I am a kingdom writer. I'm a communications practitioner, and I am a Bible teacher. But as a communications practitioner, I have a doctorate in entrepreneurship, a master's in communication arts and industrial organizational psychology, and I have a bachelor's in mass communications and marketing. And so, and I have certifications in several things. And so, I specialize in helping couples, families, and business teams develop better interpersonal communication skills to resolve conflict, right? That's a part of my strategy. So I have a master class happening in August on communications. It'll be virtual, but it's all about improving interpersonal communication. And the first one I'm going to is centered around couples, right? Couples in relationship. So it's only $27. It'll be a ticketed event, $27 for the master class, where I'll give you tools and skills around developing better interpersonal communication skills in your relationship as a couple. So if you are a couple and you're having trouble being heard, or hearing your partner, and y'all keep beefing over something that you feel like you should be able to resolve, sign up for the communications masterclass with me, Dr. Brad Johnson, known in media as BJ Communicates. That's happening in August. Some more details are coming about that. All right. Are there any other questions about the book or the music before I play the song for the final time tonight? I'll give it 1 minute. Again, I thank y'all. I appreciate it. I don't take it lightly that y'all will support anything that I do. I really appreciate it. I know that this is my assignment in the earth. And so I appreciate you all coming on this broadcast. I appreciate you for sharing on your timelines, whatever platform you're on. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you downloading the new single that's out today, You're Real, inspired by the book Hard Conversations that's coming out in June. I appreciate you all so much, because you don't have to do it, right? But I'm grateful for you. I thank you for supporting anything that you see me or my wife doing. It's a blessing. And so I'm going to play the song one more time. And you see my creative partner here with me, Devon Jones. And in the future, we'll have some other music coming out together. And so stay on the lookout for that. And he even has a mixtape he's working on. He ain't telling nobody, but he got music he's working on as well. And he's my best friend as well. Why was I not on the track? I got bars. Marbeth Rose should be working on her own music as well. And so Marbeth Rose is as you know, is a certified chef. Just graduated from college, and she has new music coming. And actually, me and Devon are gonna be working on some music for Marbeth for her upcoming project. So again, I am a kingdom writer. Sometimes it comes out as a blog, sometimes it comes out as a book, and sometimes it comes out as a music. When it comes out as music, sometimes it's a song for me, which like You're Real, that's out right now, or sometimes it's a song for somebody else. So I'm just a pen in God's hand, and so whatever he gives me is how it comes out. I'm a writer first. I don't claim to be an artist. I'm a writer. And so sometimes the music just comes out that way. I just want to say I can see a new joy and a sense the happiness that is the realm, this realm is bringing you, man. Music is something that brings me great joy, whether I'm writing for somebody else or writing for myself. Music is just in me. I can remember writing my first song when I was probably like 7 years old. And I called it, it was called I'm a Video, something random. We just saw a videotape, and I just wrote a whole song about it. And then when I started to read, when you used to buy the tape back in the day, and you could see the lyrics to songs and stuff, then I started to understand structured about 8 or 9. And I began to write full songs because I could look at the tape and see how you put your chorus together and your bridge and your hook and all of that. And so music is just in me. I don't know how not to write. Right? I don't know how not to hear a song when I hear something. I don't know. And the crazy thing about me is that in our worship team at our church can tell you this. Sometimes, especially when me and Devon get together, Devon can put on some music, and I can literally, sometimes I look at Devon and say, Devon, are you singing something? And he'll be like, nah, I'm not singing something. I can literally hear the Holy Spirit singing in my ear, giving me the lyrics, literally. And it may seem foreign to somebody, but I'll turn around sometimes and look and see if somebody, like if Marbeth or somebody standing behind me, because I can literally hear the words. So it's not even me. I'm just the pen, right? I just feel it coming through me. It's the same thing with this book that's coming out in June, Hard Conversations. I just literally sat down and said, okay, Lord, whose story you want me to tell? And I just began to write, and it just came, and it just came, and it just came. I'm a writer. Right? I'm a kingdom writer. I only write for the kingdom of God. And so when I do that, I just sit down, and whatever comes out, like I said, it may be a poem, it may be a book, it may be a song, and the song may be for me or for somebody else. But it just comes out of me. And I know that it's articulating somebody's experience, especially urban people, because as urban people, somebody needs to tell our story. So I just avail myself for God's name's sake to do whatever he tells me to do and to write whatever he tells me. And so I thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Again, You're Real, inspired by the book that's coming out in June. Hard Conversations is out right now on all of the digital platforms. I hope that you share it. I hope that you download it. I hope you stream it a bunch of times. I just met with my radio people yesterday, so if you listen to digital radio, internet radio, you'll start hearing the song in rotation on your favorite urban contemporary station or on your favorite Christian station. So the new song is out. Again, I'm moving more in the category of this. For those that are just joining, I said it earlier. I've been hearing this sound in my head for 3 years, and I could not properly articulate it, what I was hearing. But what I have been hearing is a sound that has no drums. So any music you get from me is, and you may hear an upright bass, but you won't hear any drums in it. The sound I've been hearing is a sound to teach a hip hop generation how to worship. And so all I'm doing literally is giving them the language of worship through a urban way, because I'm urban, I'm black. And so anything I do is going to be black, right? It's going to be urban. It's going to have some soul with it. But it's teaching this generation that does not come to church, this generation that's not looking for your God. It's teaching them the language of the kingdom of God, right? By telling them how to worship. It's not it doesn't have to be stomp clapping. It doesn't have to sound like Hillsong. God bless what they're doing and all of that. But it's teaching them how to worship. So any music you get from me, any single you get from me this year, next year, and the years to come will always have a similar sound. It won't sound exactly the same, but it's acoustic sound. It's an acoustic sound. And so I thank everybody for joining tonight. Thank you, Sister Deborah, for joining tonight as well. Sister Deborah is someone that is on any of my lives, whether it's for the church or whether it's for my personal brand. She's always a supporter of it. So Sister Deborah, I hope you downloaded the new single, You're Real by BJ Communicates, inspired by the book Hard Conversations. So we're going to get into playing the song one last time before we close out. Again, thank you all for supporting me. Thank you. God bless you. I pray that everything that you desire to do in your own life, in the vision and the assignment of God for you, that it comes expeditiously to you, and that you heal, you learn, and you become all that He's desired for you to be, and you have the real conversations, the hard conversations. So let's play the song one more time tonight.
So bright, no flesh can stare and stand, and the holder of my hand. You're real, and your glory I can feel. He who's worthy of all honor, and to break the 7 seals, you will gather faithful servants, leaving others in the field. You're real, Yahweh, you're real. The keeper of time and creator of the day, the giver of rhymes and the lighter of my way, the payer of fines and the blotter of my sins. Only you can make whole again. You're real, and your glory I can feel. He who's worthy of all honor, and to break the 7 seals, you will gather faithful servants, You're real, Yahweh. So real, so real, so real. You're real, Yahweh. You're real.
Again, thank you for supporting the music. Thank you for supporting the book. If I will let you know when the pre-order is available for the book so that you can pick it up at your favorite station. Again, you can order on any places that books are sold. You'll be able to order a hard copy of your book. And when I see you in person, I'll sign it for you, but you can order a hard copy of the book anywhere that from any place that online books are sold, or if you prefer Kindle, iPad, or what have you, you'll be able to get it from there. You'll be able to download it from there as well. I will let you know when the pre-order is here. I'll even share the cover when I finally get the final mock-up, and that should be in the next couple of days. And so every Tuesday between now and when the book releases, Hard Conversations, on June the 22nd, I'll be coming on every Tuesday to discuss another concept from the book. And so join me at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all of my social media platforms. And thank you again for supporting me. God bless you. And I'll see you next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m.